What's up, guys? Mr. Nose Hoops back today with another video. And today I am talking about Anthony Edwards following the very underwhelming Western Conference Finals put on by the Minnesota Timberwolves, which now leads to the finals of the Boston Celtics and Dallas Mavericks, which I'll be giving my predictions and insights to on Tuesday. So, without further ado, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. We're 8 away from 800. The goal is always going to be 1K by the end of the finals. Miracles happen. So, let's get right into it. Anthony Edwards, I think, is an excellent player. I want to start with that because I know how fan bases get. They take any form of criticism against their star player to mean that they are trash, no good. There's nothing that they can do to get better. Ant is 22. This kid is special, and he will continue to be that. And there's just levels, and he will exceed them. So, Anthony Edwards' playoffs are almost a reverse of Luka. So, before Game 5 of the Western Conference semifinals, Ant was averaging 32, 7, and 6 on 56 from the field, 44 from 3, 83 from the line, with 2.5 stocks or steals and blocks. After Game 5, including during it, 23, 7, and 7 with 1.7 stocks, 40% from the field, 36% from 3, 80% from the line. Ant, in part due to injury, just did not play nearly as well in the second half of these playoffs compared to the first. Now, let's get into why. The first thing is turnovers. This is the biggest area if you're in the offseason, what Ant needs to be working on, passing and playmaking, right? Gets Derrick Jones. Now, this play, I genuinely believe, first of all, I think Minnesota would have won this game if this happens. And it's 1-1. Hell, the series is probably still going. Ant slows it down, right? Rudy kind of light tags, gets Derek Lively, keeps him. Now he stops, right? You could have argued, pull it. Pumps. Jaden McDaniels is wide open. Like, there ain't a soul near him whatsoever. And this is the Jaden McDaniels game. I want you to remember that. Like, or no, was that game 1? Regardless, Jaden McDaniels had been hooping up until this point. Ant instead spins around to do this. The decision making by Anthony Edwards as a playmaker, quite frankly, needs to improve. Because I don't know if this team is really capable of going out and getting a ball handling guard that could help with that decision making and passing and playmaking. Ant has to improve. Right? Okay. Cool. That's one example. Then, coming up here on this play, right? They're going to give Ant the ball here. Trying to go with a cat DHO, or not DHO, my apologies. Pick, get Derek Lively on him, right? Goes back out to Kyle Anderson, back up. He goes, okay. Gets Derek Lively. This pass is just dumb. What is this? At this point, either just kick it to Kyle Anderson because he's right there, or go up. I mean, Lively's in your vicinity. If you go up with a shot, you might get a foul call. But instead, throws it into the stands, right? And again, he averaged like 7 assists in this series. So it's not even like he wasn't playmaking per se. It's just, it could be so much better. His passing at times is so sluggish. So Conley's over here. I want us to all recognize this, right? Conley's right over here. Now, Rudy goes for a little screen so that Ant could just pass it to Mike nice and easy. This is crazy. Some of this is just blatant passing ability / display. I don't know what more to tell you guys. Like, I'm not saying Ant's a bad passer or a bad playmaker. It's just, he has a lot of room to grow. And I've always said this. I've always thought if the Minnesota Timberwolves wanted to win a championship, I think Ant has to improve as a passer and a playmaker, right? So the ball goes out to Ant, right? Goes up. This is a pull-up shot. I don't know. First of all, there's multiple shots he passes up here. So he pumps. Easy pull-up right here. Like, I don't even think it's close. and instead just throws it out. Now, it's a 1-point game in the third quarter. Now, they win this game, right? But moments like this are going to cost you that game. And that just is blatantly unacceptable. Like, you need to be better. Like, if you're going to get all the credit for when your team is winning, you deserve a larger portion of blame when you're losing. Ant here, right, like, the handle at times, it gets a little sloppy. Like, man ran into a brick wall, right? And Ant does have assists. I'll show some later. So it's not as if he's an awful playmaker, an awful passer. It's just at times is very sluggish. At times it is very slow. And when you're a slow passer, defense is going to adjust quicker. You're more prone probably to mess something up. And honestly, just the decision-making he's doing in general on top of these slow passes is not helping. So that's the first thing Ant needs to improve on, like, immediately. Then we just got to talk about Ant as a scorer. So Ant, according to Cleaning the Glass, was 55% at the rim in this series. Not good. And sometimes Ant will settle for these, step-back threes. I've talked about this ad nauseum. But this just should not be happening. Like, you have Luka. He's not a good defender. Attack. Take advantage. You have space. Right? And kicks it out to a wide open McDaniels. First of all, again, sign of a good pass, playmate, whatever you want to say. Right? So then, boom. Pull up. You have all the space in the world. Pull up. Instead, he tries to drive with 3 people in front of him and almost goes for like a pass instead of just trying to go and get it. So that already was like, okay, why are you doing this? Gets PJ Washington. Could have honestly just bounced past it to Rudy, or honestly try and get it out to, Kyle Anderson. I think that's even easier. But instead tries and go up for it, gets it swatted, right? But my apologies. Anthony Edwards still has incredible moments in this series, though, you guys. Like, some of these shots he makes are still awesome. Like, Kyle Anderson, right? Luke, this is exactly why I was talking about earlier. Pull up and take your midi. Ant, for some reason, was so afraid sometimes to just take a shot that I know he's good at or he can make. But he decides to just go for these weird layups or these dumb step back threes. Like, look at that. Beautiful move to get past Derrick Jones. PJ Washington is sagged over because he doesn't want to leave Conley completely open. Right? But then I want to talk about Ant. The defender, which he does have room to improve. But honestly, I'm not going to waste time and show film of either a Kyrie or a Luka just, cooking them, because that's not fair. That's Kyrie and Luka. Like, Kyrie's got the best handles in NBA history, and Luka is a top 3 player in the world. And for a lot of people, either the best or second best offensive player in the world. So I'm not mad at that. But you also got to be better, right? But he'll have moments like this. Derrick Jones, beautiful push by Nasri, waits, sees him go up, beautiful swat, right? Ant has these great defensive moments, and he's still a good passer or playmaker. It's not like he's awful, right? Like, this is a perfect, I think for Ant, he needs to learn about playmaking that isn't quick. And what I mean by that is, he either goes for a really long, dragged out possession and then does a really stupid kick out that just does not work, or he'll have moments like this. Perfect. Pinpoint. That's the read. That's a make. Right? Like, he is more than capable of these things. Like, even look in this possession, right? Transition ball handler. Recognizes Kyrie's there. So he leads the ball in front. So Rudy can get off, up, dunk. Right? He has some of the IQ. I just think at times it seems it's left at home. And even here, right? Like, the fight for the ball from Derrick Jones, forcing the turnover, right? And then even then, moments like this, he kind of loses the ball. He doesn't really know where he's trying to go with it, right? Again, I think Ant is a incredible player. Like, even look at this possession, right? He fights over the screen from Kleber. He doesn't let him get away. Ant catches up to Kleber, swats it down when he goes to gather up and go towards the rim, and he just starts pushing. Like, Ant genuinely is a great player. Like, I'm not saying he's not. However, when we as a NBA community propel a guy off of a certain number of games, we need to also be very real when those number of games end and the fall off is almost a 10-point drop off. And it's a 16-point drop in field goal efficiency and an 8% drop in 3-point efficiency. Not saying Ant's bad, not saying he's awful. He is an incredible player, and he has skyrocketed up a lot of people's lists, including my own, from these playoffs. However, he has a long way to go. And that's fine. He's 22. And he's easily become one of my favorite players to watch. But he needs to step up as a passer and a playmaker, and he needs to make sure that he knows his shot and his game, but doesn't try and shy away from it. So without further ado, guys, this was M's or No Hoops. Let me know what you think down below. Is Anthony Edwards the reason the Timberwolves lost? Or are you very dead set on Karl Anthony Towns not necessarily showing up? Well, let me know what you think down below. As always, this was M's or No Hoops. Don't forget to leave a like, comment, subscribe. Have a beautiful rest of your day, guys. Peace out.